One of the questions I got is, what is your biggest critique of Sufi leaning schools? I don't know if you want to take that question, put you on the
No, I don't
spot,
mind.
but
I don't mind. No, actually, I don't really have a major problem with him anymore. I used to 20 years ago, but I really don't have any major problem with mainstream tasawwuf. I do have a personal issue with the more radical left-wing tasawwuf, which would be, you know, the crazy videos that we see of people. I think it's not befitting of a Muslim to engage in such rituals. It does make somewhat of a mockery. I mean, of course, the type of, you know, like even in the Christian religion, there are certain people that, you know, they will stand up and be ecstatic in their emotions. It's a human spectrum. You find it in Jewish mystical Kabbalah as well. And of course, that does, I don't appreciate that from a theological perspective, that I don't view that as being normative or encouraged, and it does give a bad name even to tasawwuf in my opinion, but that's for them to decide. But I don't have any issue with mainstream tasawwuf at all. Like Ghazali and tasawwuf or al-Muhasibi, I have a number of papers on Muhasibi, Qut al-Qulub of Talib al-Makki. I do theologically disagree with tasawwuf that goes to the level of considering God and man to be like one, which is wahdat al-wujud. I am against that theologically, and I leave the affair to Allah. I mean, I know they're in their own way sincere. I've read Hallaj and Ibn Arabi a little bit to know that deep down inside they had their sincerity. I don't agree with Hallaj and Ibn Arabi type of Sufism, but I have no problem whatsoever personally with Ghazalian mainstream Sufism. And I do have a strong problem with those versions of Sufism, which are very rare, but they do exist, that say that you don't have to follow the law anymore. You are basically, you know, antinomian is the technical term, where they say that we don't have to pray, we don't have to fast, we have reached a level of maqam that, and of course, even mainstream Sufis find that problematic. So I hope that answers your question. I don't have a problem with mainstream Sufism.
okay. If I can just follow up on that, is there a reason why you don't affiliate with Sufism?
When you say affiliate, do you mean a tariqah? Because while I don't have a problem with the tariqah, I could never, ever hand my mind over to another person and say, here, you think for me and I'll just follow you. One thing about Salafism, which I'm no longer Salafi, but I still have it, like Salafism forced you to go back to the sources. Salafism, the one thing, is like a Protestant faith tradition. Like you don't just follow the priests, right? You go back to the text. You go and see what the evidence says. So I understand Tariqa Sufism, but I could never, ever just give my bay'ah to somebody. As for Ghazali and Sufism, I mean, I think that I benefit from it. So in my personal life, muraqabah and dhikr and tawakkul, I mean, all of the maqamat that are mentioned, I mean, I hope that I'm trying to apply them in my own way. So I hope that answers your question as well.